Oh my god, this is gonna be hell. We got too many people in here already
I know.
for sure.
I know, for sure.
Oh man. Are
I'll
you
be back.
worried? I'm a little worried.
Never. Let's go. Come on, we're professionals.
Yeah, about that.
I,
And we're back! Episode 91. And was someone gonna, was there an echo there? Okay, whatever. Episode 91! The 2021 Year End SpecWackular.
Let's go, baby!
Wow! It is going down. Who's watching? All right, we got 4,000 people tuned in. The number's growing right now. Jordan Tupper, let's go. He's in here. Johnny Hex, yo, what the fuck is up? I'm so fucking baked, this Johnny
Let's
Hex.
get it.
Yo,
Let's
I'm pretty sure one of these guys could equal you. I have my giant Ferrero Rocher. That's going to be my New Year's Eve ball to drop. I got my Stella Artois. So I'm sipping good. What are you gentlemen sipping on? Or introductions. Brian, co-host of Every Night of Bryan Kern. We're joined by the muted Justin Case, who is out gambling in beautiful Lake Tahoe. And we're joined by Joe Byron.
Hey, yo, Byron.
Yo, it's Joe Byron.
Hey, yo, what do you want to tell Joe Byron right now?
This is what I want to tell Joe Byron.
No,
one of my favorite things. And howdy, ladies and gentlemen. How we doing out there? This is
I swear, if you go common chaos on me, I will boot you.
No. I got one of these for you, and I've got an Equilibrium Brewery Photon Pale Ale hanging out with you guys here. A highlight for 2021 for me, and I am going to do a plug real quick because I'm going through the year-end process in general, so I'm reflecting on the year that was 2021. And one of my favorite things of the year, no doubt, has been being able to do this on a regular basis for the second year in a row with Matt, not only Matt, but with the addition of Joe Byron. You know, man, I think that you and Justin both have brought your own little angles and energies to the podcast, man, and we've relied on you guys, and you guys have fucking shown up, and we've sent out the fucking bat signal time and time again, and it's been a fucking pleasure having you guys on board for this fucking ride, dude. 2021, baby, let's go. Here's the 2022, of course, man. Let's get it. Boom, let's get it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah, I'm up in here. Oh, just in case went totally black on us.
Jordan Tupper, my guy. I also, to the Common Chaos, I got your email. What size shirt, my friend? Put it in there. Large, medium, small. Let me know, and then let me know which design. Thank you, baby. Thank you, baby. Let me know which design you want as well, and I will send it your way, my dude. Thank you.
Shout out Jordan Tupper, Byron.
Shout out Jordan Tupper here all the time. Yo, I wanted to like try to bring back. I'm banned on Facebook, so we're not even broadcasting on Facebook because quote they some hoes. We need to bring back some of our day ones. What happened to Belinda Berry? What happened to Haley Renee Johnston? What happened to Bitter Rose? Did they all leave?
I have insight. Not as to why they haven't shown up to the shows. I
let them down.
I don't know why they haven't shown up to the shows. I've personally hung out with Bitter Rose, and she's fantastic. And yeah, we hung out in California. We sent you pictures. You know, don't act like you're can't hear you. You're muted or something. But anyways, yeah. So
unmute yourself.
Oh dang, we're broken. We might have to take over the show, Jordan. We might have to do this. But anyways, I do know that Belinda got married and I believe is having another baby, if I'm not mistaken. So congratulations, Belinda Berry. Shout out, OG guest. Yeah, Haley Renee's working for T-Mobile last that I heard. Shout out. And she's killing it up in the Oklahoma area. But hey, man, she came on and took on like a crazy, from my understanding, leadership role. And she's been hustling and fucking killing it. So she's nonstop working 80 hours. We all know what that life is like. And yeah, as far as Bitter Rose, I don't know. I know that she when I met her and her boyfriend, and we raged at a bar when I was in California, and I was hanging out with some friends, and sure enough, she was in the area, and we were kicking it and playing some pool and eating some pizza. And I don't know where Matt went, but hey guys, it's our year-end fucking episode. We went from 5 people to 2. It's me and Jordan here hosting the show. Jordan, are you ready for 2022?
Smoking that joint still doobie, brothers.
Let's do it. You're losing your mind. You're losing your mind in the moment. I can tell. Hey, if you can let me hear real quick from you. what was 2021 for music, man? It was fucking bananas, was it not?
Wow.
We got some fucking music.
Yeah, people started releasing shit again. Like, you know, I think a lot of people were taking it slow in 2020. Understandably, pandemic halted a lot of shit, but we got some good releases this year. We're going to talk about a lot of them on this show, I think, for a little bit.
We mentioned this last year, 2020 being the year that it was with the pandemic and all that bullshit. We were going to get some real music coming from this, right? We were going to get like a renaissance of some emo, some weird emotional slant on whatever kind of music you're going to get. And I'm impressed with 2021. And I was mentioning this before we went live. This is one of the harder lists I've had to make for year end stuff. And you know, me and Matt have been doing this just between me and him for several years with the podcast and without, you know, and I've done it myself through my other podcasts. And when we reflect on the year that we had, and for us specifically, musicians, artists, when we reflect on the year, we have to emotionally attach to it somehow. And for me, it's having a soundtrack to my life, man. It's having music on a daily basis. You know, as artists, I think just absorb art differently. I also listen to like a lot of podcasts and shit like that. And music for me is always a way to express myself and as an outlet. And this year did not disappoint. You know, we had drama, we had all the shenanigans. Just in Case is back, but and then he left again, and now he's back again. Matt is apparently being able to man the controls, but not in the show yet. So I don't know what's going on. Just in Case is walking around. Matt Scott clearly has the schedule at hand, so we're just gonna riff here real quick. There are some news, no doubt, that we can talk about. Did you happen to hear about okay, wait, hold on. I'm trying. Shit all disconnected on me. Webcam is out. You're good, dude. You're good. Hey, we are clearly running into the biggest hiccup of all time in the history of this show, but that's okay. We can handle it. It is our year-end show. When we get into it, we're going to be covering our top in different categories. We have top guests. We have worst guests. We have EPs that we're going to cover this year. We have artists and albums we are going to cover as well. Each of us brought to you, well, me, Matt, and Jordan, as far as I know. I'm not too sure about the Justins, but yeah, us three brought you top fives, top threes in certain categories. We even have some special prizes for you guys involving some of alumni, if you will, of I Hate the Scene and the podcast. And yeah, we're excited to get into it. And I think a lot of people are going to be impressed, if not surprised. At the very least, they'll be surprised. But I think some people are going to be impressed with our top fives, Jordan, because I hear that they're pretty eclectic, at least from you and me. I know Matt kind of stuck with. Here we go. You're on your phone. Oh no, what happened?
I don't know, bro. I guess when I was going crazy on the microphone, it disconnected several things. There's a lot of spilled Stella Artois. It's just a mess up in here right now, bro.
Wow.
Continue. You guys were talking. You guys had EPs of the year, and I think my list is the official list. But you know, you're allowed to have an opinion. So let's kick this off with something interesting. EP of the year. I'll give you guys some proper FaceTime. I think I know how to work the controls. There you go.
Boom.
Here, real quick, Matt, as you come back in, yes, let's start this off. So I was going over with the audience just so they're not thrown off. I was going over what we were going to cover, some categories, some best of lists, and then we were also going to have some surprises for them, visually, audially, whatever else we got going on. So it looks like we're going to get into our top EPs of the year. Did we want to cover Jordan's, mine's, and whoever else's? So then you can announce the official list. I assume that's how we're going to go, right?
Yeah, you guys are going to give your list, and then I'm going to give mine.
All right, I'll zoom in real quick to my three. Number 3 for me is going to be The Devil Wears Prada Zombie 2. I think this is probably one of the more standout releases of the year altogether. Highly anticipated when it was announced. Obviously, this is the follow-up to their 2010 Zombie EP that came out at the same time that The Walking Dead started to boom. There was a zombie renaissance of movies between 2008 and 2015 that blew up. So the Zombie EP originally really hit it off, and they delivered on this follow-up. You know, I think a lot of people have kept up with the Devil Wears Prada and have recognized their progression, their maturity, whatever you want to call it, their change in sound, but they have kept it raw, they've kept it aggressive, they kept it metal, and this is a trace back to their roots. This is the first EP emphasized, and from the first release of Nora as the opening track on the album, so the fact that each of these were released as a single prior to it being released, this is a fucking huge deal. And you get the tie-in that it was a fucking pandemic or a disease or some crazy shit that turned all these things into zombies. And I mean, we're on the heels of COVID, right? So it fit beautifully, I think. So that's my number 3. Number 2 from me is going to be Invent Animates The Sun Sleeps As If It Never Was. It's like a 2.5 track EP. It is The Sun Sleeps, which is the first track, which is a full song. And then it's Comma, which is like a 40-second to a minute and a half little interlude they have. And then As If It Never Was, which is the final track. Altogether, it is a little over 7 minutes. And it hits, man. This is a great little sample to get through of Invent Animate. It delivers on what makes them a standout band in the metalcore scene right now. And I think it's a good taste and a good follow-up of their 2020 album Graveview, which was my album of the year. So this obviously had to make it into my top 3 of EPs. My number 1, Eric the Architect, Future Proof EP. This came out January 7th of this year.
Who the hell is that?
Oh, shut the fuck
Shout
up. One of the
Eric
underachievers. Come on, son.
Hey.
Come on, son. This EP dropped January 7th of this year, and it has been in my rotation non-stop. This is a fucking amazing release from Eric the Architect. The Underachievers, and I mean, let's go through the list of just that entire clique. We have like the Flatbush guys, we have the Underachievers, we've got Spillage Village, we have an entire crew of guys from, I don't even know if they're all from the same areas, but they've come together and they've just created this clique. And each of them, when they're together and individually, put out great releases. And just getting a little sample of an EP here from Eric the Architect, it fucking blew me away, man. From start to finish, the entire EP slaps. And I love that we're seeing more EPs, and I'm glad that we have this. I think we could have done 5. I have honorable mentions. My biggest honorable mention that could have made my list, but I didn't know whether or not to categorize it as an album or an EP, is Static Dress's release. It's called Prologue. It's 9 songs, but only 15 minutes, and it's basically a fucking movie and an album. Not every track is a song. Some of it's weird interludes with like operators and car accidents and weird shit, but it's an experience in of itself, and it's only 15 minutes, but it's 9 tracks. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, I highly recommend that. Static Dress, the album's called Prologue. Listen to that, but that's my top 3 EP list. Yes. Jordan, let's hear it from you, buddy.
Well, my EP of the year is A Tear in the Fabric of Life by Knocked Loose. That shit is fire. They're reinventing themselves as they go along, and they're still just heavy as fuck. Other ones are Super Tecmo Bow, which we were surprised with. Shout out Nathan the Alchemist. That shit is fire.
I already told you guys my opinion of that.
Big year for Bodie.
Yes, it was.
And shout out Lorna Shore. That new EP.
What was your EP of the year? Is this
Tear in the Fabric of Life. Boom. Visual. Crushed. Saw them at Knotfest, Iowa. Crushed it. Shit was fire. It was super fire.
Oh yeah. Again, the EPs this year, man.
For sure, man. There was a lot of good albums this year. We're gonna get into some more of them later.
Is it my turn?
It is
sure, yeah.
All right. So EP of the year.
I don't know how we're.
Dude, yeah. So I think I'm gonna have to reboot at some point, and you're gonna have to stall enough. But check it out. So EPs of the year breakdown like this for the official I Hate the Scene is gonna be 156 Silence. This shit was wild. Don't Hold Your Breath is the EP name. It's fucking. It's chaotic. It's insane. It's heavy as shit. We talked about them getting signed to Sharp Tone when it happened, and the record ended up blowing me away. Mood Ring, Show Me the Real You. This album, this EP is fire. They have such a dope style. They said it's shoegaze. We had them on the show. I think they're going to do big things next year. But the EP of the year that I had to hand it to on behalf of I Hate the Scene, that really encased like what an EP should be. It felt like full enough, and it was a comeback. It's our boys Attack.
Ooh, boom.
Had to give it to him. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Legends.
There was a lot of expectations on this. I know we wanted an album. It was a long enough EP, and we gave the award to Wetzel. He couldn't be here in person to accept it, but he did send in a video. Are you guys ready for this?
Oh, can you play it? Can you play it?
Wow, EP of the year. What an incredible honor to have. I mean, I guess it's pretty cool. I don't exactly know how many people watch this show. I assume none. So, I mean, in that regard, I think that this might be the least consequential award that this EP will get ever. But, it's nice to know that even the little people think about and care about what we're up to. And really, that's what it's all about. So, thank you so much. EP of the year. Wow. Attack is just really, really coming back strong. Amazing.
Bro, listen.
I'm so glad I was muted. That made me just die. Oh my god. Choked on my fucking joint. Holy how many people watch this show? I'm assuming not.
Oh man.
Why is it that he's always attacking metrics? Why I would much rather him attack me personally than him come at the metrics of the show when it's like it hurts. It hurts. Talk about my face, talk about my stupid eyes, talk about whatever, but you're gonna fucking come at the metrics, bro? I don't understand it.
I'm actually dying right now. It's fucking amazing. I don't even want to hit this right now. I can't.
Oh,
put that off for a minute.
All right.
Wow.
What other categories we got here? Okay, so I wanted everyone to come up with a surprise category I thought would be kind of funny.
Okay.
Am I still in this bitch?
I mean, you're black. It's completely
why?
black.
How did that happen?
You know what?
Okay.
I have a surprise category. I have a surprise category.
I have a surprise category. It's not me disappearing, but
top 5 reasons people are stopping watching this show right now.
Oh my god!
All right,
you ready for number
1,
number 5?
2.
Number 5. You ready for this? 4 out of the 5 of us are stoned out of our minds. Reason number 4. Reason number 4. Reason number 4.
Oh man,
Matt's shit's so fucked. It's just,
man.
It's too hard to not notice.
I haven't noticed at all, bro. I thought I've been running this shit flawlessly.
Dude,
right,
Reason number 3. Both Justins are here with absolutely no dialogue whatsoever.
Really? 0.
This man has got just pulled the Glock out and is firing. Chill out.
Licky, bro. We're gonna get pulled off.
You got to
YouTube.
3.
Chill.
Just give us 2 and 1. Fuck it.
All right.
Reason
I'm gonna
2.
do.
We have
Can
a
I do
Wetzel
my surprise
cameo.
top 5?
Yeah, go for it.
All right. There was a lot going on this year. A lot COVID, cancellation of shows, Dance Gavin Dance. But the thing that bugged me the most, we lost a lot of good rappers. This is my top 5 rappers that died of 2021. Black Rob, like whoa. A lot of people had pictures of him on his deathbed. I thought that would be inappropriate to share, so I picked the second oldest picture. Fair?
Fair.
All right, number 4.
Fair.
Biz Markie. You got what I need.
Rib.
Did Bismarck
Rip.
die?
Oh, come on. I booted. Joe Byron's out of here.
No.
Yes, he died, bro. If he couldn't make the list unless he died. All right. Number 3. Shock G.
Shit, he did.
You don't remember who Shock G is? Maybe you remember Mr. Humpty. It's Humpty with a H. All right. Humpty, the Humpty dance. Good
Yes.
times. Everyone remembers that. Number 2 rapper that died this year happened recently. It was pretty tragic. He got shot up in a cookie store. Young Dolph, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Dolph.
R.I.P.
Pretty shitty. Number 1 had to go to the GOAT, DMX.
Oh yeah.
R.I.P.
What?
Yo, if anybody gets the chance to watch the fucking Woodstock documentary, I highly recommend it. They go fucking deep into the DMX set, and you're just like, yo, this is the level of them like sacrificing shit to the Mayans at the fucking pyramids, dude. This is fucking DMX is doing some shit. Like it is fucking, and then the biscuit. It's a fucking crazy documentary. Sorry, that's my tangent. Reason number one, they're stopping to watch. Stop watching this show.
So I did top 5 dead rappers that died this year. Jordan, who's your top 5 rappers of all time? And this better impress me.
All right, you ready? Dylan.
I really expected something out of him. The one time I need content out of him, and I'm relying on him to stall, and he hits me with the Dylan.
So it was hilarious. Okay, listen.
The best part of the whole thing is I've seen Brian go like this, and I just went. He knew.
So listen.
You're going to hell.
Jordan's referencing something that happened before the show started, so the people aren't going to understand what he's talking about. What he means is that I counted the 1 through 5. I gave the dial-in count on. Okay, so anyways, now to reference us back to this shit show that we're at currently, we need to really maybe let's not go 5 greatest rappers of all time because that doesn't make sense for the show. But maybe
that's what he said he made the list for. That's the list he had.
This 20 minutes before we started.
Top 5 rappers of all time. Okay, Matt, do what you need to do. I'm commanding the show. Here's what we're doing. I'm taking over. We're gonna do, for the sake of this 5 minutes that we need, Matt, start now. We need the top 5 music moments of 2021, just for the sake of time filler. So I'm going to give number 5, Astroworld. And we're all going to talk about it for a brief second. Yeah, Astroworld's the top, well, maybe not the top, but it's the 5 biggest moment in my mind.
One of the biggest music of all time.
This year.
Oh, he's back.
Oh, Mattception. There you go.
Yeah,
We in this. That was weird.
Whoa, Mattception.
All right. But I don't think he has audio. I don't think he has audio, so we have to continue. So listen.
Show my dick, Brian, from the back twice.
He's back, baby.
My album of the year is Brian Sucks.
Damn. But that's
super techno Brian Sucks.
I have one really good.
I was trying to take over for you, bro. I was trying to.
No, dog. No, I appreciate it. All right, everybody go away. It's me. It's all about me. I'm kidding. I'm not that selfish. It's really not. It never was. It's not about me. There's a reason I have a co-host. Okay. So what? All right, we went through EPs. We ruined half the show. We lost 4,000 viewers, and we're down to 4. I think that's Jamie. Get the fraction. Who the fuck is Jamie?
He quit.
You gave him the night off. It's New Year's.
I forgot to bring Jamie to the new house.
No, he quit.
He quit.
Oh, that's
He showed up at your old house and you weren't there, and you didn't tell him about the new house. So he said,
quit.
"Fuck Matt." He said, "Fuck Matt."
Promo code on it.
I got better shit to do.
While I kick Brian, I forgot to mention, this is very important. They didn't get enough time to send over the proper banners and advertising. Tonight's 2021 Year End SpecWackular is brought to you by T-Mobile. That's right, T-Mobile. Get on the magenta, man. Get your shit ransomware the fuck up. Holla at your boy.
Yay.
All right, proud of our sponsors.
Make
we
me
did
banana,
EPs. What was your surprise list, Brian?
I didn't have one.
Wow. So you just blatantly lied to me pre-show.
I just told you the top 5 music moments of 2021, but I mean, do we want to cover those really?
Dude,
I have a list.
I have a list.
Number 5 was Astroworld. I have a top 5 of that.
No, I don't even want to do it now. Okay, we're just gonna go into top 5 bands that should break up.
Eskimo Callboy.
Yeah, that was an interesting one because they're going on tour with your boys Attack. Justin's desperately trying to get on that tour.
Dude, and they're fucking so good. I love them so much.
Eskimo Callboys serves a purpose. They're the most scene-tastic band. Whether their like style is 2 or 3 or 15 years too late, they're scene-tastic.
I think we have some valid points in this top 5 music moments of 2021. Definitely not Yikes's fucking
definitely
comment,
not Kid
Leroy, like the Kid Leroy.
Oh, you got and dude, he and you fucking Yikes.
Man, if I could boot a fucking comment,
Leroy
I
is
swear
whack,
to God,
man.
Kid Leroy is straight butthole. Boo boo trash.
Ooh. Boo-boo trash.
Boo-boo, butthole, dookie, Mountain Dew motherfucking garbage. I said it.
All right. Okay.
I said it. I said it again.
So are we going to cover my secret top 5?
Top 5 bands that should break up.
Eskimo Callboy is number 5.
No, Eskimo Callboy is not number 5. After the recent events of this week and the fake calling out of racism on Tillian, I have to say it's Nightlife. Gotta say bye to Nightlife in 2022. People are probably gonna have a big problem with that, but you can't just see Smollett your way to fame. That is not okay. This dude got kicked out of Swan posting for look, okay, we all know I Hate the Scene is all about tweeting some hate about bands.
We're still in there
for advertisement.
We're still in there independently. We are a part of.
We still do this shit, okay? But there is just some real ass-ninery to calling out fake racism your way to the top. No, I didn't like any of that. So the events that happened with Tillian this week, and Tillian even the greatest person in the world. So how do you come at him with whack accusations? It's just none of the shit added up. Go to our Twitter. We'll make a fucking live video about it.
I'm glad that we're bringing this up, and I think I know where this. Well, at least the rumors of where this stems from. So on the Dance Gavin Dance subreddit, the Dance Gavin Dance subreddit has had a very
posting.
No, but listen, the Dance Gavin Dance subreddit has had a very intimate connection with Dance Gavin Dance. They've helped pick set lists. They
still think John Mess is a good guy.
Anyways, so I frequent that subreddit pretty regularly, and there has been a lot.
You know what subreddit
There has been, thank God, there has been a lot of talk about Tillian and his recent departure with his fiance, and there's a bunch of also I didn't say it. Also maybe I did. Also with Matt going to rehab and having to remove himself from the tour earlier this year.
Not me, Mingus.
They've just been very oh, what's wrong with Dance Gavin? And they've been there's been a lot of just what's going on? What's going on? A lot of chitter chatter from the fan base. And I think that stemmed over into the Swancore shit posting. Yeah, okay. I didn't say it. And then I think that rolled over to the Swancore shit posting on the Facebook page. And this
Swan guy posting is shit posting.
Anyways, he apparently got booted from there, and in retaliation
for acting like an asshole.
Yeah, for acting like an asshole, and in retaliation decides to go to Twitter and start blasting Tillian.
And none of the screenshots add up to the accusations. So
that's factual.
What are we supposed to
Yes, it is very weird.
Make a story, at least
Mingus, Musselwhite, same difference.
Same difference.
No, that is not true. I am not a recording artist. I never unwillingly pinched any of the millionaires. Okay, that was Mingus.
He redeems himself with a comment.
No, he cannot, because look, Leroy will be bigger than Drake.
That's weird.
Should I continue top 5 bands that should break up?
Yes, please. Until.
Look, Attila's too easy. Okay, I don't just want them to break up. I want them to go to jail. Number 4, Sleeping with Sirens. It's about time.
Wow. Yeah, you know what's crazy?
Really?
Sleeping with Sirens has played every little festival this year, and we were talking about this on the last episode. We were talking about the drop-off between the big festival that they're having coming up with all the crazy bands, and then the one they just did in Houston, Unsilent Night. And we talked about the variance in artists and which ones everybody's going to go and see, obviously. But Sleeping with Sirens happened to be billed on both for whatever reason. So I have a conspiracy that Sleeping with Sirens is just integrated in whatever people consider scene, and they think that they have to fucking be there. And they should break up.
Number 3, all-time low. It's time. It's just time. It's just time, dude.
They having some problems.
Yeah.
I never.
No, you're making valid points. Just roll.
So I'm just like, oh, I don't care. All-time low. Why not? Why shouldn't they break up? Should they stay together? Probably not, right?
They're problematic. Their fan base is annoying.
Yeah, they don't need to stay together.
They're doing creepy shit. Yeah, fuck them.
Get out of here.
Number 2, I'm pretty sure I don't need to state the obvious reasons. Day to remember. Disrespect some minors.
You shouldn't even have said anything. You should have just said the picture and showed the picture and moved on.
Yeah, because they're so litigious. Trust me, they already spent all the victory money. And the number 1 band that needs to break up in 2022, by far, Omarosa.
Didn't they already?
No, they didn't.
They are supposedly working on a new album and have yet to announce if they kicked out their pedophile, abusive frontman, Bradley.
Was it pedophilia or was he just an abuser?
He was soliciting photos of a minor, and then he declined. He did the same thing Shellnut did in A Day to Remember. He said, I'm going to sue the victim, who's lying, and then he never did. And so the band is writing a new album, and they've made no announcement. We're all to believe the album's coming out with him on it. So I don't know. If that's the case, you should announce that you're kicking him out. Just seems nothing adds up with that. Like, there's a lot of shit wrong with that band. I think their time's just come, dude. Like, come on. How many problematic vocalists can you have before you break up, change the name, and go find a new bass player? Any honorable mentions? Attila Misfortune could be on there, but he's already on his last leg. I mean, God, stab a dying horse, why don't I? Okay.
Isn't it a solo project at this point?
Yeah, no one knows that because he'll just get fill-ins, a little piece of shit. If you want his address, it is... let's just save that. Yeah, let's just save that. Yikes is not... No, Yikes is a good friend of mine named Daniel who's obsessed with Lil Wayne.
Wheezy F baby.
Wheezy F baby because he has a fucking baby. All right. I want to do best guest of the year. All right. We all unanimously agreed on this. They were unable to send a video or appear tonight, but it was unanimously the Fox Sarah guest episode. So Michael. He was cool on the show. He was great. The music's cool. I look forward to their release. And mostly that episode just went off the rails early from long Italian sandwiches and just we went off.
Brian showed his asshole.
Yeah, that did happen. You got banned for like a week or two. Yeah, that was gross. Are you petting a cat? Is that cat real? I need proof of life on that cat.
It's like Dr. Robotnik.
So, I actually went and saw Fox Sarah at their debut show at Emo Night. Clean your grease trap. That's what's up.
Grease trap.
Clean your grease trap. How dare you? That episode goes down as episode of the year as well, by the way. That was episode of the year, hands down. That episode was by far probably our funnest episode. It was the most engaging with the fans. It had some classic one-liners. For example, clean your grease trap. But yeah, I saw them at their debut show. They fucking killed it. It was an Emo Night mashup, which had a DJ on one stage playing the Emo Night classics, and then they would have like little breaks, and there would be live bands. And Fox Sarah was one of the main bands that was there, and they put on a phenomenal show. Got to talk with Michael Swank for a hot second and say what's up, and he was nervous. And they had 2 follow-up shows, one in Houston, one in Dallas, and then they also played the Unsilent Night. Yes, they did.
So who do you think unanimously was our worst guest of the year? Now, it's got to be a band because this time around, unlike last year, we didn't interview a pedophile this year. We actually skated that. Yeah. Our what was it? Our 9th episode ever, I think. Yeah, we had a guy on. Long story. It happened afterwards, so I vetted him properly. Whatever. Anyways, worst guest this year had to go to a band. Who do you think it went to?
I have my opinion, and I believe it's an unpopular one.
Oh, God. Are you going to make me cry?
No.
Who?
I mean, this is the pre-discussed guest, right? The one that you and me talked about?
I think we agree.
Okay. Fucking
Jordan,
Wetzel.
Yeah, it's Wetzel.
It's Wetzel. 100%.
Wetzel.
And the video he gave us.
Well, if you like that video, that's great because he has another one to accept the award for worst guest.
Listen, I know we like to goof a lot, but I'm going to be totally honest with you. I think that earning the worst guest award is a real badge of honor. I mean, I can't imagine what I would have had to do to become the worst guest on this show. I mean, this show is terrible. So for me to be the worst guest is actually outstanding. It is so outstanding that I would like to mark this occasion by announcing that I will take the worst guest award for the I Hate the Scene show, and I'm going to turn it into an NFT. And let me tell you, I'm going to lose thousands in gas fees making this NFT, but it doesn't matter because I want this moment in time emblazoned in the blockchain forever, or at least until we get EMP'd back into the Stone Age. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. But for real, it's an honor. It really is. It's an honor, and I'm proud to be the worst guest on this show. Thank you, guys.
Wow. He was even more humble in the worst guest award. What a dick.
First of all, fuck his pathetic ass Christmas tree in the corner. Can we go back to like a still? Can we go back to a still of this man's pathetic ass Christmas tree? His three twigs and lights that he's got set up over there.
Oh man, I can't play the whole video again. Jamie's not even here. I have to edit all this shit on the fly.
That's right. You're commanding all of this off of a Galaxy S10. I forgot. You're on the fucking phone mode.
Incredible.
Yeah, it's rough, bro.
Emblazoned in the blockchain forever.
Real quick. Just in case, legit looks like one of those live paintings that just sits there and fucking doesn't do shit.
He's an NFT.
Justin, who are you here on behalf of? Is it Old Spice or Copenhagen?
Yeah, Copenhagen.
The new Dr. Squat shit.
His response.
Oh my god.
His response. Copenhagen.
I'll have you know, just in case, is the finest bush hog blade sharpener this side of the Mississippi.
So I had the privilege the other day of hearing half a conversation with both Matt and Just in Case on a phone. I had driven down to Buc-ee's, which is like fucking 45 minutes from here, and it's out kind of in the boonies, right? Well, it isn't. It's right off the freeway.
Life, Brian.
It isn't. It's right off the freeway. But in order for me to get back home, I had to take like a back road because there was a shit ton of traffic. And I'm in a three-way call with Just in Case and Matt. And Just in Case is going off about some chick's tits for a solid 5 minutes and like 38 seconds. And I don't know where this fucking
tits on the shit. Who am I? Jamie's not even here. Who am I talking to? What?
I don't know, but he has a depiction of what I believe is possibly a perfect boob. I don't understand.
Two of them.
So,
one singular boob, just one. A uniboob.
Now I was talking about planting right between them, so you have to have a pair to do that.
That's true. Yes, that's it. And so. Unfortunately, I didn't get to finish the conversation because I lost connection to the phone call, but it was eye-opening. I don't know. Is
anyone else creeped out by Justin Jack, the Grinch? Because like where his cat is basically where like the dick pic would be. Just me? I'm the only one thinking about it.
No. That's accurate. That's the angle. That's the dick pic angle for sure.
The cat.
Yeah.
So,
all right. Let's start to get into the real meat and bones of this. All right, I want to do like an official band of 2021. So what band had a tremendously good year that we could put a stamp on? Because I got a lot of fucking favorites that I like what they did. I like their album, but a lot of our solid state homies don't get festival nods. So who knocked it out the park?
For me, as far as bands who released, okay.
Spit it out, boy.
I'm gonna say The Undertaking, and here's why I'm gonna say The Undertaking.
Okay.
Prior to and this is just for the sake of, if you can look at a span of the response and the reaction to pretty much a debut to the audience, right? They didn't have releases. They had one album before, and it was fucking.
They released at a bad time.
They released at a
toured
bad time. They got
didn't
signed,
get enough
and
tours.
they didn't get a huge like signing announcement. Like, and they hit the ground fucking running. And they played a handful of shows, wrote an album. Then they started fucking writing more music. Fucking eventually released what we have now, which was their release earlier this year. Like it just they debuted and to me hit the ground running to where if this was 2007, we're talking about these guys for the next 4 or 5 years. This is the Dance Gavin Dance that released like their first album.
Have Warped Tour.
This
the
is
pandemic fucked everyone
yes.
up, but it sucks to not have Warped because if you don't have if you're a band at that level and you don't get Warped, you might get All Stars. You don't get All Stars, there's Mayhem. You don't get Mayhem, there's the Not Fest. And now we really don't have shit.
It's
Not
just
Fest
festivals,
is confusing.
dude.
Yeah, it's festivals.
It's the time of festivals and weekend shit, and it's just and even with COVID being removed, that's where it was going. It was going to that. Look at Warped Tour wanted to come back and do a 3-day thing, and like they did one that was successful, but we saw that trend, and now it's with all that removed, like all you can do is be a band that hits the ground and really embraces being a band, being on an independent label like Solid State, being a band that is in a fucking niche area. I mean, they're in San Diego. They have the entire world at their feet. A lot of the stuff that they do is local regional shit in the Southwest. They have Arizona, Nevada, SoCal, all of California to hit. They have so much shit to go over. I just think that they hit the scene and they're going to be a band that we're going to continue to talk about. And for being so new, it's impressive for how big of a splash for I guess that they've made. And being on Solid State is only going to help them continue to rise.
That's beautiful. It brings a tear to my eye. Joe Byron, Band of the Year.
Band of the Year?
Just give me a band you think had a tremendously good year. Because it's hard. It's so hard in that year. I personally want to give it to someone like Spirit Box, who had a ton of like Twitter support, tons of buzz, and they had albums that, I mean, Jose Mangan's pissed that album didn't get nominated for a Grammy.
Pissed.
Yeah, there's definitely that. They had a good year. They would have had that big ass Limp Bizkit tour had they not canceled it for COVID.
They have the Every Time I Die and Under Oath tour coming up, and it's gonna fucking slay.
Yeah, and I think that's a big deal.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Every Time I Die, just because like they're just still
killing it.
After all this time, they're still killing it, man. They're still writing quality albums. Like
they purposely held their album out for a year.
Yeah, like
they added on to it. Which I mean, are we gonna get albums of the year? Because I think that's that's obviously
that's after this.
Yeah, I mean that's.
Yeah. And to be honest, this Band of the Year is like a loaded question because you can look at it from like different. Because Spirit Box definitely deserves it, but it's like I was kind of grossed out by the hype because it's just like, okay, yeah, we get it, we fucking understand, and now it's getting like they had so much hype, the mainstream was eating it up before they even really released, and yeah, they got put on every major festival, they got every major tour, and it's just like, okay, well, their album was good, but it didn't make my top 5. It made a lot of people's top 5. It didn't make my top
5 either, but
it didn't make mine.
Okay,
it's good.
Whatever, loser. Just in case, do you have a Band of the Year? Anyone? I know you like St. John, but like, you like bands too?
No, so like I like Brass Against. They cover band. They use fucking all kinds of brass instruments and all that shit. But I found an article the other day. It's a little bit late in the game. It happened in mid-November this year. But they cover like this one song by Tool, for instance. And this, maybe it was The Pot or I can't remember exactly which one. But anyway, this girl, Sophia Urista, okay, she urinated on a fan on stage.
Oh
yeah, that's right.
We talked about that.
Yes, did you talk about that already?
Yeah, we talked about it when it happened. It was one of the news stories.
I thought for sure everybody was gonna leave this show right now. Talking about Brass Against. I was like, oh man, this is a hard one. I hope he at least talks about the piss incident because that's all they had. But no, they ate that up.
After that, they killed themselves, honestly, like after that shit. But there's an artist called Sickick. I don't know if it is one man pot and pan band. Is that still legitimate? I mean,
I guess.
Yeah, there's
okay.
an artist.
I should preface this by saying Justin frequents Burning Man.
I frequent lots of things.
Yeah. I was gonna say Justin was reported live to a show from like Barron, Alaska one time.
With hockey masks on and either a ton of venison or a human body in a freezer.
Yeah, and Colorado.
And Colorado. Yeah, you're a well-traveled man. Yeah. I don't know if you've been been to 49 states like I have, but
not yet. Working on it.
Still fuck the Dakotas. Sorry.
Damn.
We just lost all 3 viewers from the Dakotas. Sorry. All right, so
it's not a hot market, anyways.
Justin Jack, you listen to a bunch of shit. Bill Murray. Oh, you would, you motherfucker.
Bill Murray. He consistently tries to top his last album. He's always putting out at least an EP.
That's a good call.
And like he just needs to go out on tour. That's literally the only thing.
Yeah, no, he's stacking it, dude. He is. He's putting a tour together, and he's apparently trying to get some bigger acts with him. And dude, it's gonna be good. But he
should buy on to the Attack tour.
Dude, listen. I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if they're on it. I would not be surprised if they're on it. I bet you they work something out. I would not be surprised.
What the fuck is Dayseeker?
Dayseeker's a good one. Dayseeker would
Dayseeker's also a good one.
Dayseeker would be a good pick. You know, Knocked Loose would be a good fucking pick. They had a great year. Anybody that had a decent release, anybody that had a decent album would say they'd had a good year. Lorna Shore, a fucking new frontman.
A lot of people are into Will Ramos from Lorna Shore. They worship him now.
Alchemist. What are we talking about, dude? Alchemist.
If I'm gonna give it out,
shit. Like, let's go. We can talk West Side. We want to talk about artists. Like, dude,
Alchemist would have him outmatched because he just had too much music. But y'all had a bunch of good bands.
Had a killer year.
Brian hit it on the head with the Undertaking shit, and while I think they're like the most underrated band by far in the scene. I don't hear enough people talking about them. And you know what? We've railed about it before, about how these solid state bands are killing it right now. Musically, they're talented as shit, and they're not getting festival nods. The Spotify metrics are fucked up. And Undertaking is by far the most underrated band of the year. So they sent in a video as well.
What's up? I hate the scene. Love you guys. Brian, Matt, appreciate you guys being so gracious and giving us some award that's still kind of vague in what we're accepting, but we appreciate it. And on behalf of the Undertaking, we will gladly accept the most underrated band of 2021, aka the award of nobody gives a crap about your band, but we think you guys are cool dudes. And it's some sort of attempt at garnering some attention and bringing some awareness to the music that we're making, but still nobody cares. And we will gladly live in that forever, because I think every single thing that we've gotten this year has said nobody listens to The Undertaking, and that's awesome. So on behalf of The Undertaking, thank you so much for giving us this award. And more importantly, shout out to Tim from Adam Splitter for connecting us. And we appreciate everything that you guys have done for us and being on your show a couple times. And at some point, I do want to take off my joking hat and sarcasm hat and just say that we love you guys and appreciate you. Love what you're doing for the scene and raising support and attention to bands around the nation. And we are stoked to potentially get to see you guys in Texas in a couple months when we tour Texas in March. So hopefully everything stays the way it's going right now and we can keep touring. Love you guys. Thank you. Appreciate the most underrated band award.
Oh man,
so
I'm literally
that nice to us, and he was so fucking nice.
I'm honestly crying
of
laughter.
I just can't,
because
in the club
he was legitimately so serious. He was dead fucking serious.
It was
for that
way too
solid
nice, dude.
45 seconds. He legit did not give a fuck about this award. The fact that he called it the Vegas thing. There he goes.
Well,
which is still a vague award.
So with Wetzel, he had more instruction. With Austin, I just was straight up like, hey man, we think you're the most underrated band of the year. Like I'd give you album of the year, but like I don't think we
it already.
Yeah, you know what? And I've talked to him about it before, basically like complaining to him like, you should be fucking bigger. Why aren't you bigger? You should be bigger. And so that's the culmination of it. But you know what? That right there, that was like a sneak peek, all right? They don't even have that tour announced.
Yeah,
he said Texas in March. Okay, not Texas in July, not that rip-off ABR band, but Undertaking is going to be in Texas in March on some sort of tour with who knows who. That's going to be dope.
Damn, son. And you know what? This is foresight that we've handed these awards out, that maybe we should send at least like a little PDF. Congratulations.
No, they all got a gift package with Galaxy S10s and Nokia brick phones, prepaid. I gave them a couple Obama phones. It's basically just all free phones that I've got over the years. Yeah. I think. Oh, and I gave Austin your lower definition.
Why are you receiving? You gave away my lower definition T-shirt.
Hey, hold on a minute. Them is prize packs. Like I'm out here going for a fucking championship in that shit.
Oh, Jordan, you gave with me.
You're giving away my lower definition T-shirt that you gave away from Jordan to give to me.
You cheated. Get it? You cheated to get it. You can't complain. Jordan wiped the floor with me. He advances in fantasy football. That you got stiff competition, homie. If you have to face Matt Claiborne, I'm telling you, I taught that guy everything he knows. You are facing,
and I whoop your ass.
Then whip his ass too, because he got better players than I did. All my players went to shit. If I'm gonna make excuses and complain, all my players went to shit. Whatever. I want to do top motherfucking albums of the year.
Oh shit, it's time.
Who wants to go first?
Can we do all number 5, all number 4, all number 3?
Brian, you go first because I want to make sure I interrupt your list the most.
Well, let's just go 5, 4, 3. Everybody go 5. So my number 5.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Brian, you go first. Yep.
All right. My number 5.
All right. This episode is brought to you by Team. All right.
My number 5 is going to be Evidence's Unlearning Volume 1.
Whatever.
Do you have the visual? There you go.
Shut up. Get out of here.
It's a puzzle of evidence at different stages of the studio.
I was wondering why you sold a puzzle.
I mean, it was a great album. You know, me and Matt, we've longtime Evidence fans. Me and, you know, it's something that me and him have connected on for a long time, and him and The Alchemist both are two artists that I'll always listen to. They're always going to have like that little place for me. But I mean, this is just a solid album. His last one was in 2018, so you know, 3 years.
He doesn't put them out that much.
He doesn't put them out that much, and when he does, you know, I will say some of his albums have been hit and miss. You know, It's Raining Cat and Dogs or whatever. It's
Cats
wasn't
and
my
Dogs
favorite.
Was awesome.
Not my favorite. The Weatherman. Awesome. I don't need love. I Don't Need Love is great. Layover and Weatherman are my two favorites from him, and this one is probably up there. It could overtake Layover, to be honest. Weatherman is always going to be my favorite, probably. But yeah, it's just a great album. And I when it came out, I told you I was like, this Evidence one, because it came out around the same time as Tyler the Creator and another one, and this is the one that got the most playtime for me for sure.
A lot of people put Tyler on their top list.
Didn't make mine. He made my honorable mentions, but didn't make my top.
Didn't make mine. All right, so that was number 5?
Yeah. Next top 5, whoever.
Oh, no. You're going to
I'm going to go? Okay.
That's too confusing. I'm not going to care.
All right.
What's number 4?
Number 4 is going to be Silent Planet's Iridescent.
That's a good pick. I don't have a visual for that, but that's a good pick.
So their first 3 albums were part of like a trilogy that they did. This was the first album offset of that. I'm a huge Silent Planet fan. I think that they give the best blend of like the new metalcore and metalcore sound. I'm not into, I like Loathe, I like Thornhill, but I don't like a lot of these new metalcore acts that are out there right now. And Silent Planet still stays on the metalcore side, but they add the effects, they add the ambiance and the effects that they add the post-production, if you will, to make it that new metalcore sound, and they do it in a decent way. And they're a 4-piece. They were a 5-piece for a good amount of time, but they've narrowed it down to 4. So yeah, that's gonna be my number 4. My number 3 is going to be West Side Gun's Hitler Wears Hermes 8. But it's gonna be both parts. It's gonna be both of them. This didn't sound like a mixtape to me. It sounded like actual albums. Out of his most recent releases, I want to put this right behind Pray for Paris. I don't, I didn't like The Sunshine a whole lot, and for this being what was supposed to be a mixtape, I honestly think this was his most well-produced of this series. And he, in a way, he emphasizes other people that are part of Griselda outside of himself. Stove God Cooks, he has features from everybody. He's got productions from Alchemist on him. He's fucking all over. Of course he's got fucking Benny and fucking Conway on there. He's just, again, he has released a phenomenal album, and they've had a great year. We talk about Griselda every single year, and they continue to impress. Benny being signed to fucking what was he signed? He signed to Def Jam, right? No, what was he signed to?
Benny just inked a deal with Def Jam, bro.
Def
Why am I the
Jam,
big one?
I don't know.
Oh, dude.
So you want to talk artists? You want to talk artists of the year? You could pick a member of Griselda and say that they had a fucking great year. Number two, I'm gonna have to go with Idola, The Architect.
That's a good one.
A fucking solid album, man. It was good from front to back. It was highly anticipated. They pushed it back so Andrew Wells, the frontman, could help do the last Dance Gavin Dance album, because he's officially been put on as a member of Dance Gavin Dance. And so he's kind of doing split duties between both bands, and he just recently had surgery on his throat. So he's had a tough year.
He'll probably be the guy to replace Tillian.
They put out a fantastic fucking album. And, it's a little, people were giving it kind of some shit because they released like 5 singles before they released the actual album. And they did the singles over the span of like 5 or 6 months. People were like,
Swancore bands get fake love. Swancore is fake. Birds are.
We need a fucking release already on this album. And they released it, and it did impress. So they are my number 2. My number 1 is going to be Every Time I Die's Radical.
Oh, shit.
If you want to give anybody a fucking artist of the year, Every Time I Die could achieve that. They had a little bit of a speed bump over the last couple of months. We covered it a little bit in the Twitterverse, but Keith showed up to Tid the Season. They had a fucking great show from what it seemed. And I think all is well in the world that is Every Time I Die. And yeah, they pushed this album back. Not only did they push it back, but they pushed it back and added tracks. And it's really rare that we see a metalcore band put out anything that's 13 songs plus and it have substance and it be fucking good. And this album, front to fucking back, is banger after banger after banger.
Fire.
And yeah. Fucking Joe Byron said it himself. They've been around for too long. They've been a part of the scene for too long to go out in some weird drama that broke out. They're fucking rectifying it. They're reattaching whatever pieces are loose, and they're making themselves a better band. Hopefully they're touring, as we mentioned, with Spirit Box and Under Oath at the early part of the year. Your boy's going to be there. And yeah, this album is just a fucking classic. It goes up there with Hot Damn. It goes up there as probably their best release, to be honest, because of when it was released and how powerful it is. And it's made top of several lists that are out there. Kerrang has it, I think, top 5, top 3. It is a fucking banger for sure.
Yikes is a hater, bro.
What do you say?
Just out here, just shitting on and shit. God damn. Oh my god. That's just that dude. I don't know. I've inspired him to hate. Jordan Maj or what? What'd you say?
Yeah, yo, he's going in, son.
Jordan, dang. What is your top 5 albums of the year?
All right, so I'm actually making a last minute switch to mine. I realized.
Oh, great! So I don't have visuals for the.
Nah, you don't have visuals for any of mine.
Surprise!
Number five. I'm going to start it off with the band Camino's self-titled album. Wow. Oh yeah, I did send you the list. I forgot. Solid pop rock album. Great all the way through. Super catchy. They're poised to have a big year. They're doing arena tours and shit now. Like, so it's cool to have another pop rock band out there killing it. Number 4, we got side A of Hitler Wears Hermes, West Side Gun. Solid all the way through. Like you said, I mean, Brian hit the nail on the head. There's a lot of just like shine for a lot of other people on Griselda. I mean, you got the Boldy feature on there, foreshadowing. Number 3, Radical by Every Time I Die. They don't miss. They never miss. Keith he keeps getting better as it goes on. Like most people, their screams change and it gets worse. He has not, bro. He's gonna last, man. And like, I'm so glad that they figured it out, because I can't imagine a scene without that band, man. Number 2, EP of the year, Tearing the Fabric of Life, Knocked Loose. Really feel like, I feel like this band is just gonna keep going up. Like everyone already loves them. They keep adding new shit to the fold. I just can't. I mean, barring a fucking catastrophic like accusation or something, like they're gonna be great. Like, they're awesome.
Yo, you're putting that out there, son.
Hey, no, I'm not
Knock
putting
on
that
wood.
out there. I'm not putting that out there, dude. You just never know anymore. Number 1, Bo Jackson, Boldy James, and the Alchemist.
Fire.
Fire.
I'm so disappointed my Boldy merch didn't come in for me to like wear it for this episode, man. I spent so much money.
Alchemist
is one of the greatest producers of all time.
He's probably the best. He might be the best.
He's one of them.
For the hip hop world, he might be the best.
Ever.
He might be the best.
I'm not putting bad energy.
So I found that picture of me.
I've literally seen some of my favorite bands fall down, and I'm like, no, it couldn't have been you.
Hey, if we can,
There's never the Alchemist.
Hey, if we can, real quick, to the Every Time I Die thing. Also, we saw their little like public tiff a couple weeks back, but you know, Keith and the other dudes being the wrestlers, like they're in the public eye pretty regularly, you know. And for guys that are in a successful full-time band to also have other lives, Keith's got his podcast and his Twitch and shit that he's been doing, and he's fucking living on the road full-time and like a fucking camper and shit. And it's like they're in the public eye very regularly, and to still have a successful run as a fucking band and to be hitting it like they are, and like you said, they just hit it, dude. They hit every fucking time, and they're not fucking, nobody's getting kicked out, nobody's getting fucking booted for accusations or no shit, you know. Everyone's just growing up and kind of living with life, and to have the whole band as a whole kind of grow up, and to keep it at that.
All right, do I get to do my top five now?
Get me off the fucking screen.
All right, what are these?
Jordan's getting lost in his fucking.
My everything overheated. Yo, my bad. Justin, Jack, if you have a top 5, come back. I want to hear it. And Alchemist did a record on the card of Alchemist, the greatest producer of all motherfucking time. So check this out. My top 5 works out like this. It's going to be a lot of Griselda, Scorpion, and the Scale. My bad. Number 5. Did y'all forget this record came out? Conway, the Machine La Machina. This out. Okay, the reason I put this on my list and not a Benny the Butcher release is Benny had fire. Benny also went out the box and did something different. Did a real Jay-Z a la 2000 record with the burden, the burden of truth. That was a great record. Plugs 2 was great too. You got the Plugs I Met too. You got Harry Fraud all over the production, but it just doesn't outdo the flows and the style and the shit Conway went for on this, because Conway's over trap beats, he's over East Coast shit, he's over everything. If you doubt me, just listen to the track KD. Okay, that song is fire. The whole album's fire. Number 4, HWH 8, Hitler Wears Hermes 8, Side B. This is the rare time when you get a side A and a side B that they're so fucking fire you have a problem deciding. Side B has Eddie Kingston and a few fire tracks on it. You get more Rome Streets, you get more Griselda. All of it's dope. It's hard to pick, but the songs on side A just last more to me. That's why side A made my number 3. Hitler Wears Hermes side A. Okay, so like Brian put these both as number whatever
3. They're number 3.
So he did it kind of like what the vinyl is, side A and B. It's a different cover as well. It's actually got Hitler on it. We can't show him because YouTube will pull us. So you've never seen me wear that commemorative Griselda hoodie as the backdrop falls. So we're never going to show that fun little Führer ever on this show. But that's my top 3. Now we're going to get into the top 2. Shouts to Jordan Mondro, Bo Jackson, Boldy James, and The Alchemist. This record's fire.
My first place song this year.
All these records do. Brick Mountain, Montana with Benny is fire.
What else?
This is spread all over my shit. Boldy has a signature style flow. He actually sped up on a few tracks like Speed Bump, which was crazy because he can keep up. It's just like when I heard Versace Tape, which I think is probably his least favorite release, the official Griselda Boldy James release, he raps so slow. The beats are slow. I dig it. Not a lot of people do. This record knocks it out the park. Anytime you team up with Alchemist, Boldy, you could really tell he's from Atlanta to Detroit. He's got Detroit grimy style with a little bit of Atlanta in there. It's just a killer record. They knocked out the park. It has a very good feel to it, but it's going to be real hard to top record number 1 from my favorite MC, Evidence, The Unlearning Volume 1. This was going to be it as soon as I heard this record. I had to purposely stop playing this record after listening to it for 2 weeks straight because I was going to hate it. But it's a tremendous record. It's not often that you listen to a rapper for 20 some years and they just keep releasing stuff that every time you enjoy it, you're interested. It's fire. It progresses. It gets better. And Evidence has done that. Evidence, Dilated Peoples, Liquid Crew. I eat all that up. That backpack boom bap rap. Love it. Evidence is for sure number 1. Definitely going to send that Skeleton hoodie in to see if I can get it signed by him since I lost the original. But that's why I went and bought all 3. Instead of showing Hitler, why not show a stick figure with a shitty mustache? I think that gets booted too. I'd rather just show you the hoodie since it was so dope, but whatever. Easy though. I mean, Alchemist, man, he just dropped like the soundtrack for Cycles. We don't even know what that movie's about yet. That was weird. A lot of people put Alchemist with Arm & Hammer on their list. He had a record with Currency and Harry Fraud had a record. Harry Fraud, Hit Boy. He had a record with fucking Nas. He had 2 records this year. King's Disease 2 and
Nas
Magic.
was fucking great, bro.
Those are
King's
honorable
Disease
mentions.
2
Those records are fire.
Okay, my honorable mentions. Era had a fucking great album. Mick Jenkins had a fucking great album. Wrist Meets Razor had a great fucking album.
Yep.
I had Nas on there. Vince Staples, Tyler the Creator.
Lightworker, the Lightworker album. I'm not just dick riding our guest. Lightworker as far as a metal band.
Mood Ring, you
so
said.
good.
I had
Mood Ring had a killer EP.
Dude, Attack Attacks was good. Converge. If anybody's a Converge fan and they listen to Blood Moon 1, holy shit. Let me know what you thought because Converge, 20 years after Jane Doe, too. Jane Doe is considered a classic in the metalcore scene. I'm a Jane Doe fan. I do like Converge, but they're not a band that I would put a band over the 20 years Every Time I Die above Converge. Darkest Hour above Converge. Like Converge is there. I listen to them when I fucking need them to get in that mood, but they're not putting out something that fucking makes my top list every time they put out a release. This fucking album, I wanted to put it in my top 5. I don't know where it would have fit, but that is probably my biggest honorable mention. Blood Moon 1. The entire album is with, I believe her name's Christy Wolf. And she is she's a female vocalist, and for whatever reason, this album works with it. A female vocalist and the frontman of Converge is just a fucking odd couple pairing, but it works brilliantly. Mouth for War had a fucking great album. Big Sean, that's true. And Big Sean's freestyle that he did and Hot whatever it was.
Yeah,
son. Oh shit, that was good. Damn.
Big Sean said Kanye owe him $6 million.
Let's talk. Are we not going to talk about Donda? I mean, right?
Donda is not a bad record. People call it a bad record. It's not a bad record.
I thought the second release was better.
There's
flowed better.
There's some shit wrong with it. It's not perfect, but I just expected it to be on my top 5 list. And after like the first 2 listens, I was like, I can't put it on there. It wasn't better than the other shit. Look at this asshole. Donda flop. Donda didn't flop. You know what flopped? The last like 8 Wayne records.
Dang, I mean Drake. Drake had Loverboy.
Life of Pablo is 100 times better, but the Life of Pablo is like better than the fucking Bible, bro.
It is the Bible.
It is, bro. And I still drove 20 hours.
Father, stretch my hands, son. Part 1 and 2.
You bleach my t-shirt. I'ma feel like an asshole.
Life of Pablo, dude. That shit, yeah, that's always gonna have a special place in my heart. Pop Smoke had a decent record. I didn't like the Tyler the Creator record that much.
That fucking Pupil Slicer had a fucking great album. See You Space Cowboy had a fucking great album.
See You Space Cowboy. Yep, they said no to coming on our show. Shouts to them.
Shout out The Weeknd for giving us the original versions of the trilogy mixtapes this year.
Dope. Weeknd was my artist of the year last year on the Year End SpecWackular that nobody watched.
Oh man. Yeah, no, I'm glad we got those back because the originals were cool. I mean, there's a couple little things that are missing from the other ones, but shit's dope. Also, Halsey's record was pretty good too, just outside of the pop world. But
yeah, we can get into outside. The Halsey record was pretty good. I want to say Dua Lipa put out a fucking pretty decent
Dua Lipa would have made my list, but both her albums were 2020. She's fire.
Oh, were they? The last one was 2022.
Her full length record is 2020, and her remix album is 2020.
Yeah, there's a couple from 2020.
She's just so good.
Yeah, dude, she's fucking good.
Lil Baby, his deluxe edition I think might have come out this year, but him and 42 Doug, man, that ended up being one of my top songs of the year.
Okay, all right. Who did I just fucking see?
Justin, you can talk too.
Yeah, so
Justin's like chilling, bro.
Yeah, so like top song like that I run up on was Bobby Shmurda and Rowdy Rebel back to back. I just thought it was like
you liked that a lot.
It was a really hood. It was a really hood song. Like it was gangster shit. I got down with it. So that was my one hit wonder for the year. But I didn't realize it came out in like February when I moved from North Carolina. So it was like the day I left from North Carolina was when that song popped. So it's pretty cool.
The Architects also released For Those Who Wish to Exist, and that was a good one. A lot of people fucking hated on it because it wasn't traditional Architects, but it was a fucking good release.
Was that this year?
Yeah, it was. Also, fucking Trivium. Trivium's fucking wasn't too bad. Oh, hey, and you know what? You know what else wasn't too bad? Of Mice and Men, dude. You know, and I know that we were fucking kind of discussing like, oh, dude, how is that? Dude, it looks so good.
Ferrero-y.
Yeah.
Ferrero.
We were. I know that's such a fucking stupid word. We were discussing. Who did I just say?
I don't know. Get out of here.
Fucking Of Mice and Men.
Oh, why?
That's right. I mean, because we don't really talk about him because of Austin, right? But I mean, since
we definitely try to talk about him when Wetzel's here.
Since Aaron Pauley took over, you know, they've become a solid band. They're not Of Mice and Men from when Austin was in the band. They're a completely different band now, and they put out some fucking good music. You know, and I tried listening. Listen, I tried listening. No,
he didn't.
Yeah, no, his albums was yeah, no, they were stupid. Juice WRLD's album was fucking garbage too.
Trust me, bro. There's a reason.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! He's gonna say there was a reason, something about his death.
You don't know.
Yeah, we out of this B or what? How long? I mean, what are we doing?
I mean, what else we got? Shouts to the Astro World victims. Shouts to Young Doll, DMX. Shouts to all the bands want to see canceled. Rain City Drive. I forgot to put them on my list. Fuck them too.
Hey, shout out to Jim Ross being cancer free.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out to fucking he's the man.
It's gonna be a barn burner.
This show sponsored by Ferrero Rocher and T-Mobile. Make sure you go in and get your Magenta plan. You know what?
John Madden. Yeah, absolutely. Yikes.
R.I.P. to the
John
God,
Madden.
John Madden.
Absolutely.
He the fucking dude, John Madden.
The GOAT.
The GOAT.
What's the best Madden of all time?
2005.
2004. Vic on the cover. You picked the Ray Lewis one.
99.
99.
Yeah,
Was it Eddie George?
Yeah.
Garrison Hurst.
Are you playing on a PlayStation 2, bitch? What are you doing?
Mark Hoppus Cancer Free was like last year, and that made like my least favorite.
No. Mark Hoppus Cancer Free was this year.
And that's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Shout out Mark
That is
Hoppus.
awesome.
Yeah,
shout out, man.
Madden 06, that was a McNabb one. No.
Oh, the Thrice album this year was a banger.
Yeah, you would say that.
They made one.
Yeah, nobody knew they fucking made one, dude. Because no one listens to fucking Thrice.
Well,
now I have to edit that.
All right, I got food I gotta go eat.
Do you?
Yeah.
All right, Brian.
You're eating that Ferrero Rocher, and I'm like, oh, I'm hungry.
All right, Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me at Brian of Death. I thought that thing was gonna fall on you for a second. I was like, oh shit, don't move. You're causing it to move. You can find me at Brian of Death on Instagram and Twitter. You can also find my podcast, Comic Cast Podcast, on Instagram and Twitter. I got a brand new episode that just came out tonight, so go check it out at comiccast.net. And then you can also find my more intimate profile where you get a lot of the behind the scenes antics at Grindr at But Love and Bribe Boy. I can't say it without just fucking laughing because it's just like cringy. But Love and Bribe Boy.
Just in case, where can they find you?
You can see
the state
me.
Penitentiary.
Yeah, you can see me if you look for me. Like
these nuts
out in the desert. Out in the
desert.
Yeah. Go for a long walk.
Just go out in that desert and I'll be out there. Just go out there.
Go for a long walk west and
walk west. Go east, young man. Let the evil go west.
Yo, Greeley Estates is so good.
Yes, get it, son. Or it was go west, young man. Let the evil go east.
Jordan, where can they find you?
They can't.
In the desert. In the night. What is that? In the 1920s.
At Jordan Modro and everything. You'll find me later.
Instagram at iHateTheScene, Twitter at Scene Radio until we buy out this bitch who owns that. iHateTheScene, Twitch.tv/iHateTheScene, Facebook. Y'all acting like some motherfucking hoes, Meta. YouTube.com/C/iHateTheScene, trying to feed my family. Find all these links and more. iHateTheScene.com. Also got a sweet ass link tree, including my OnlyFans link on the Instagram. It's in the bio. Trust me, my bio does not say proud father, loving husband, because I will shit all over you and your family if you bully people with disabilities. I already bullied one person off Twitter, and I'm still calling his wife's work. Fuck with me.
Justin James is checking into the comment section from behind an Olive Garden, apparently.
Behind your local Olive Garden.
That's where you can find Justin James.
Is this the new IHTS lineup for 2022? No, I'm firing all these people. I'm replacing them with Charlie Caruso. We're all gone.
The highest rated segment of this episode when it was just me and Jordan for about a minute and a half.
No, it was not.
It's just going to be me and Jordan.
Is now.
It's just going to be me and Jordan for the next.
Can I just replay?
I'm gonna remember that shit. I'm gonna put that in my back pocket. I'm gonna remember that shit.
I forgot to use these visuals. Wow.
Just use a montage of it and play us out.
All right, I'll see you next year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And God bless America.
Oh my God.
I knew I was fucked.
Fuck you.